The council chamber hummed with tension as Ambassador Krelix raised his crystalline appendage, signaling for silence. The representatives of 14 species sat in their designated zones, their various forms of respiration creating a symphony of biological diversity. At the center of the circular chamber, suspended in a containment field, floated a small human child, no more than 6 standard years old by Terran measurements. "The matter is settled," Krelix announced, his translator rendering his clicking language into standard galactic. "The human child carries the Viridian plague. Quarantine protocols demand immediate termination." The child, a girl with tangled brown hair and tear-stained cheeks, didn't understand the words, but she understood the tone. She had understood it since the strange beings had taken her from the crashed colony ship 3 days ago. In the visitors' gallery, a figure stirred. Commander Marcus Badger Thorne had earned his call sign not from his appearance, though his stocky build and gray-streaked hair bore some resemblance, but from his reputation. Once you were under his protection, nothing short of death itself could make him let go. The child, Maya, was the daughter of his former squadmate, killed when the colony ship's navigation failed near the Viridian system. Badger had been searching for survivors for 2 weeks. "Council recognizes no objections," Krelix continued. "The execution will proceed. I object." The voice cut through the chamber like a blade through silk. Every sensory organ in the room turned toward the gallery. Badger stood, his worn military jacket bearing the scars of 3 decades of service. His face was weathered, mapped with lines that told stories of battles won and brothers lost. "You have no standing here, human," Krelix said, his tone dripping with disdain. "This is a council matter." "That's where you're wrong." Badger descended the gallery steps, each footfall echoing in the suddenly silent chamber. "Article 7 of the Galactic Compact. Any citizen can invoke right of guardian for an orphaned minor of their species." A ripple of surprise moved through the council. The Viridian representative, a gaseous being contained in an environmental suit, spoke in whistling tones. "The child is infected. The plague has no cure. She will die regardless. Why prolong the inevitable?" Badger reached the chamber floor and walked directly to the containment field. Maya's eyes met his through the shimmering barrier, and something like hope flickered in them. "Run your scans again," Badger said quietly. "We have performed 3 diagnostic sweeps," Krelix began. "Run them again." There was something in Badger's voice that made even the council hesitate. It wasn't a threat. It was certainty. The Viridian representative gestured, and medical drones descended from the ceiling, bathing Maya in soft blue light. The gathered representatives watched the data streams in confusion. "Impossible," the Viridian whispered. "The plague markers are diminishing." Badger allowed himself a small smile. "You lot never bothered to study human immunology, did you? We're from a death world. Our bodies don't just fight disease, we adapt to it, overcome it, make it part of us." The medical drones completed their scan. A holographic display showed Maya's immune system quite literally consuming the plague virus, breaking it down, learning from it. "She'll be completely clear in 48 hours, Badger continued. "And her antibodies could be the cure you've been looking for. The cure that could save the 4 million Viridians currently in quarantine." The chamber erupted in debate. The Viridian representative moved closer to study the data himself. Krelix's crystalline form darkened, a sign of anger in his species. "This changes nothing," the ambassador insisted. "Protocols exist for a reason. We cannot risk. You will not touch that child." Badger's voice dropped to something primal, something that transcended translation. Every predator species in the room recognized it instinctively. "Right of guardian is invoked. She's under my protection now." "One human against the council?" Krelix laughed, a sound like breaking glass. "You cannot hope. You really don't know humans at all, do you?" Badger interrupted. He tapped a control on his wrist and the gallery doors opened. A dozen figures entered, each wearing the insignia of different Terran military branches. More followed, human civilians, traders, explorers. Within minutes, 50 humans had filed into the chamber. "We heard there was a problem," said Captain Rodriguez, Badger's old squad leader, now retired and running a trading route through this sector. "Thought you might need backup," added Dr. Sarah Chen, a xenobiologist from the human embassy. Krelix's translator fell silent. His species had no word for what he was witnessing. "This is what you don't understand about humans," Badger said, stepping closer to the council platform. We're pack animals, tribal. You threaten one of ours, especially a child, and we all come running. You wanted to kill her to save yourselves? She might be the one who saves you instead. But first, you're going to release her. To me, the Viridian representative moved forward. Ambassador Krelix, the human is correct about the antibodies. We need this child alive. I vote to release her to guardian custody. One by one, other council members voiced their agreement. Krelix finally lowered his appendage in defeat. The containment field dissolved. Maya fell and Badger caught her, lifting her into his arms. She buried her face in his shoulder, finally allowing herself to cry. "I've got you, kid," he murmured. "You're safe now." As Badger carried Maya toward the exit, the assembled humans falling into formation around them, the council members watched in silence. They had learned something today about humanity, something that would reshape their understanding of the species that had joined their galactic community only a century before. Humans were individually formidable, but together in defense of their own, they were an unstoppable force of nature. The Badger had growled his defiance, and the galaxy had been forced to listen. 3 weeks later, Maya's antibodies had indeed provided the foundation for a cure. The Viridian plague was eradicated. The council issued a formal apology and a commendation. Badger framed neither. He was too busy teaching Maya how to play catch in the garden of his home on Terra Nova, helping her heal from wounds deeper than any plague could inflict. Because that's what humans did. They protected their own. They adapted. They survived. And they never ever backed down.